Hello, welcome to Frontier Elementary School Media Center budget proposal for 2018 and 2019. My name is Elizabeth Bonfanti, and I'll be walking you through our proposed budget for the following year. Frontier Elementary School is a wonderful school with approximately 645 students and 78 staff members, giving it a student-teacher ratio about 13 to 1. Grades kindergarten through 5th have about 5 to 6 classes each. There are also pre-K services and before and after school care. The Media Center currently has 2 permanent computer labs, and there's also a computer cart. There are nearly 13,000 books in circulation and 10 magazine subscriptions to the Media Center. While our current budget is sufficient, there are a few areas in which the collection and our resources are lacking. With some additional funds and a new allocation of these funds, we'll be able to meet school goals and each student's needs. So the current budget for 2017-2018 Media Center is $250 through the county. State referendum funds bring in $2,200. Many proceeds will come from Scholastic book fairs. There are 3 throughout the year, and they receive funds from the first 2 Scholastic book fairs, and then the third one, they get money just for Scholastic, like Scholastic bucks. Now, $2,500 is an estimate because it just depends on the proceeds each year, and that number $2,500 would also include the money that can only be spent at Scholastic. So an approximate total is about $4,950 for the budget. Spending for 2017-2018 approximate were on fiction text, $2,100, nonfiction text, $1,700, magazine subscriptions, $400, supplies, $600, and that totaled our previous total of $4,950. The proposed budget would be $6,000, which is an increase of just over $1,000 to the budget. Areas of concern with the current budget and why we would need to increase and reallocate the funds there's 3 main concerns. The first is the average age of the books. The average age is 17 years, 16 years for fiction and 18 years for nonfiction. There's also no budget for bilingual text, and Frontier Elementary School has a large population, 19% is bilingual, and so having some bilingual text will enhance these students' learning experience. There's also no budget for any makerspace or hands-on technology for the Media Center, which is another important issue we will dive more into in a few moments. Budget change proposed is broken down into 6 categories, the first being fiction text. And as you can see, we would look to actually decrease our budget for fiction text, which we'll discuss further on the following page. Nonfiction text will also be decreased slightly, which we will discuss in a moment. Bilingual text, there is no budget for it, so we created one. Magazine subscription will just decrease slightly, but stay about the same. Supplies will need to stay about the same, and makerspace and technology will be created. So the rationale for each of these changes, mainly to fiction, nonfiction, bilingual, and makerspace technology. Starting with fiction text, there are 3,240 fiction text, which could mean online or like an ebook or a physical textbook for approximately the 645 students. So that is a significant amount of books in circulation with that. The average age of, and these are books mainly for kindergarten through 5th grade, so this would not be focusing on the pre-K or any other sections of the library. The average age of the books is 16 years, which was mentioned previously. So instead of increasing the amount of fiction books, they need to be weeded through the outdated, the damaged ones, the ones that aren't getting read as often would be replaced with more updated books. So I believe the budget can decrease in order to accommodate this change. The same with nonfiction text. There's 4,936 nonfiction books in the school library, and the average age is 18 years of these books. So instead of increasing the amount of the books, they also should be weeded through. I'm sure there are many outdated ones because, science and history is always changing, current events. So they should be updated and replaced. So the budget will be able to decrease slightly in order to accommodate this change. The bilingual text is because nearly a fifth of the population at Frontier Elementary School is English language learners, and there is no budget for them. So by adding just $900 to our budget, we could reach more of the student population. And the bilingual books, they will benefit schools greatly, and I have a resource from the European Scientific Journal more about that. Makerspace and technology. Frontier Elementary School would love to start a Makerspace program. There is no budget for Makerspace or any technology needs related to like hands-on learning, so things other than just regular computers or laptops. Adding $1,500 to the budget will ensure students have regular interactions with STEAM activities, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematic activities. From Rogers L, the Cheap Thrills Maker Projects That Won't Break Your Budget was a wonderful resource because we would need some budget-friendly makerspace ideas. With $1,500, it would mean we could get a 3D printer right off the bat, so we would need some low-budget ideas to start our makerspace. There are some additional resources at the bottom. If you look at the bottom of the page, one was the text enhancing teaching and learning, and the other was school library budgets rise 20%, yet challenges remain, and that one was very beneficial in discussing how makerspaces and bilingual texts are needed in schools. Thank you very much for joining me in my presentation. As a school and a district, I know we can work together to meet the needs of all the students. All students should have access. They need timely text, English language learner resources, and hands-on and technology enhancement. With this proposed budget, I'm confident that we can meet these goals at Frontier Elementary School. Thank you so much.